Hello boys and girls, it's not another rant today, do not worry. It's time to get back to talking football, and this is my preview of Arsenal's up and coming fixture this weekend against Swansea. So what do I expect from this weekend's game? Well, I expect us to get back to winning ways. We had a little break from Premiership action with the FA Cup tie against Preston, which we won eventually, but it's now back to the business of Premier League action. In our last outing, we dropped 2 points again. We drew 3-3 with Bournemouth. Some people will take the positives from this game because we were 3-0 down with 20 minutes to go and we managed to pull it back. My argument is very simple. Why are you 3-0 down in the first place? Why are you playing like a bunch of Sunday morning amateur footballers? Why does it always take for us to go down or for something to be wrong and then for us to try and fix it in the last 15-20 minutes? Why can you not start games the way that you finish them? Not too much to ask, is it? So what can we expect from Swansea this weekend? Well, it's another team with another new manager. Just like when we faced Crystal Palace the other week. Now, their new manager is Paul Clement. Now, I know a lot of you will think, who the hell is this guy? Well, he does have a very, very good track record as an assistant manager. I know it's totally different from doing your own thing, but believe me, this guy's CV is very, very good. He's been assistant manager at PSG, Real Madrid, and most recently, Bayern Munich. So let's be honest, you've got to have something about you to be at them clubs in the first place. His only real managerial role to note was at Derby County a year or so ago. Now, I know he was only there a year and he was sacked, but he actually had a near 50% win ratio, which actually isn't too bad. There was actually a period during his reign at Derby where he'd only lost one game in 19. So I've no doubt that he has got the credentials, and I think in the long run he could be a very good manager for Swansea. He's brought in Claude Makelele as his assistant, so they do have everything in place to try and keep Swansea City in the Premiership, which is their ultimate target. Swansea are currently second bottom in the league. They've only scored 23 goals this season and they've conceded 45. You can see exactly where the problems lie. Their top goal scorer is Leroy Fer with 6. They only have 15 points this season, and if they don't start winning soon, then they are a dead cert to get relegated this season. In terms of the game, I don't expect anything other than an Arsenal win. Paul Clement has only just taken over and it's going to take him a little while to implement his ideas on the team. I think this game has come too soon for him and I feel that we will just have too much for Swansea. That said, we need to turn up. We need to turn up from the very first minute to the 90th. None of this playing in the last 15-20 minutes. I want us to go for the throat from the beginning. Swansea are very vulnerable at the moment, and as I said, they've conceded 45 goals this season. If we score early, then I feel the floodgates can open. But as I must stress with every single game, we cannot take it lightly. We've got to go out there with the right intensity. If we do that, we're a match for anybody. So what do I expect from our 1 to 11? Well, I think it's going to be very much changed from the Preston game, and this is what I would go with. In goal, Cech. For me, it's pretty obvious that David Ospina is our cup goalkeeper, Champions League goalkeeper, and Cech is remaining in goal in the Premier League. Right back, Bellerin. Now, I know that he apparently picked up a knock before training at Preston, but Arsene Wenger has come out and said that he should be back for this weekend, so obviously he goes in at right back. In at centre back, Koscielny. Comes back in, took a little knock at Bournemouth, had a rest against Preston. He's perfectly fine and back in the team as captain. Alongside him, Mustafi. Now, he's got 90 minutes under his belt in the last couple of games. He should be back up to speed, and it's time for him to start that partnership again with Koscielny. At left back, I'd go Monreal. Now, I know that Kieran Gibbs is back in the squad, as Arsene Wenger says, but I cannot see Arsene just making that change when Kieran Gibbs has only just come back. And Nacho has actually performed quite well in his last couple of games, so I don't see that one changing. In the centre of midfield, I don't think we've got any options right now. Like I've said before on previous previews, Santi Cazorla's injured, El Neni's in Africa for the African Cup of Nations, and Francis Coquelin is injured. So we have no choice but to go with a central midfield pairing of Granit Xhaka and Aaron Ramsey. Now, Granit Xhaka's been off the boil the last couple of weeks and I've not been too impressed with his performances. So let's hope he can get back to the kind of form that meant so many Arsenal fans were crying out for him to start games. With Aaron Ramsey, it's down to confidence. I want to see the Aaron Ramsey that I saw after he scored. bit more direct, forward thinking, none of this sideways backward stuff. I said in my interview afterwards with Arsenal Fan TV that we need to deal with the fact that Aaron Ramsey will be playing for the next few weeks at least. So let's get behind him and let's hope that that goal can kickstart his season. On the right hand side of midfield, I go with Lucas Perez. Now, Ox got a chance against Preston, but I don't think he did that much. Lucas Perez was excellent against Preston, and he must be knocking on the door to start on a regular basis now. I feel he deserves that chance. His assist for a Giroud's winner was excellent. So give him a chance, stick him there, and let's see what happens. On the left-hand side of midfield, I go with Alexis Sanchez. Now, he got his break against Preston, which no doubt he was probably annoyed about. But listen, he needed that break. His little Duracell batteries will be recharged and he will be eager to start again. And I have absolutely no doubt that Alexis Sanchez will start this game. In the number 10 role, Mesut Ozil. Now, he's been out for the last few games because of an illness. And of course, his name has been in the media a lot over his supposed comments of Arsene Wenger. I've addressed those comments. We know what was really said and what was not said. It's now time for Mesut Ozil to do the talking on the pitch. Let's stick him back in his usual number 10 role. And let's hope that he can now start producing some great performances. Up top, Olivier Giroud. Now, my preference still is Alexis Sanchez. But with the form that Giroud's on right now, with putting the ball in the back of the net, I really cannot see Arsene Wenger dropping him. When a striker's scoring goals as regularly as Giroud is, you've just got to let them play. Let them do what they're doing and see how far it takes them. Right now he's doing everything right, so for me he starts up front. So that's my 1 to 11. I feel that's a very, very strong lineup. Strong enough to beat Swansea. We can't take them lightly, but we should win this game very, very comfortably in my opinion. We have already beaten them this season at the Emirates, which was the place where they seem to do well. And although it was a close game and a bit of a nervy one, we had too much for them on the day. And I feel, again, for this one, we will have too much for them. We are getting to the point of the season now where we cannot afford to drop any more points. I said this before Bournemouth and I'll say it again. We need to keep winning. We focus on ourselves and then let's see where that takes us. We're currently sitting in 5th place now and Spurs are above us. In terms of score prediction, like I said, we need to score an early goal and I think the floodgates will open. I am going to go with a 3-0 win to Arsenal. So in the comments section, let me know what your score prediction will be, what your 1 to 11 will be. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like. So I will see you lot on Saturday for the game against Swansea. Watch out for the vlog on Saturday evening. Let's hope it's a happy one. Come on, Arsenal. Do not let me down.